KSMO Salem.
AP News, I'm Jackie Quinn. Will the House approve new funding for Ukraine? The Senate passed a $95 billion measure last night, but House Speaker Mike Johnson says,
we are not going to be forced into action by the Senate, who in the latest product they sent us over does not have one word in the bill about America's border.
Republican congressional leaders are standing by their vote to impeach the Homeland Security Secretary. Congressman Steve Scalise has returned from cancer treatment and gave impeachment a yes vote.
Care about border security. And in a town where everybody should be concerned about what is one of the biggest crises facing our country.
That measure is expected to be shot down by the Democratic-led Senate. New York has a new congressman. Democrat Tom Suozzi won the seat, vacated by the expulsion of George Santos. Some families of Israeli hostages are visiting the Netherlands, demanding that the International Criminal Court prosecute leaders of Hamas.
It's the latest step in efforts by Israelis to seek justice for victims of the October 7th attack on southern Israel. Their visit comes a day after officials said that negotiations between Israel and Hamas are making progress towards another ceasefire and hostage release deal. I'm Karen Shamas.
If you're trying to order Uber Eats in some big cities, you may face big delays today. Thousands of ride-hailing and delivery workers are staging a strike on Valentine's Day to highlight their efforts for better pay and job security. Microsoft says it's been able to thwart threats by foreign adversaries, chiefly Iran and North Korea, who are trying to use artificial intelligence for malicious cyber operations. Love is in the air and in the mail in the northern Colorado city of Loveland. Tens of thousands of people send their Valentine's Day cards there to get the postmark from the sweetheart city. This is AP News. The NATO commanders accusing former President Trump of trying to undermine the alliance's long-held stability.
On Saturday, GOP presidential frontrunner Trump said he once warned that he would allow Russia to do whatever it wants to NATO members that are delinquent in devoting 2% of their GDP to defense. President Joe Biden called Trump's remarks dangerous and un-American. Now NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg is responding.
Any suggestion that we are not standing up for each other, that we are not going to protect each other, that does undermine the security of all of us.
Stoltenberg says U.S. partners in NATO have spent $600 billion more on their military budgets. I'm Donna Warder.
Scandinavian Airlines says one of its jets struck a fence at the Oslo airport. It caused just minor damage, but it's the third mishap in 2 weeks reported at Norway's main airport. I'm Jackie Quinn, AP News.
Young persons that are involved with FFA grow in terms of knowledge, experience, education, and responsibility. Salem Memorial District Hospital would like to salute the Salem FFA chapter on the fine work that they do and the accomplishments they achieve through hard work and diligent effort. Salem Memorial District Hospital, saluting the Salem FFA chapter.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What time is it? It's tax time. It's that time of the year to get your taxes done. And if you're not sure where to take them, you need to take them to Tax Masters at 107 West 4th Street in downtown Salem, where they can handle all of your certified e-filing and also can help you with your accounting services, bookkeeping, and payroll, and they have over 40 years of experience. To make an appointment, call Tax Masters at 729-3001. Don't be a slave to the IRS. Come see Tax Masters at 107 West 4th Street in downtown Salem, a proud supporter of the FFA chapter. Good afternoon. Lots of sunshine on this Valentine's Day. We have a temperature reading outside of 61 degrees. Our forecast today, sunshine, high temperature of 64, the wind out of the south at 6 to 9 miles per hour. Tonight, clouds will be increasing. We'll have a low of 43 degrees. A south wind at 8 to 15, gusting as high as 23 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, a little cooler. High temperature of 56. The wind out of the southwest at 5 to 11 during the morning. That will be turning to the north in the afternoon and gusting to 22 miles per hour. Thursday night, clouds increasing again, a low of 33 degrees, a north wind at 6 to 11 during the evening, becoming east after midnight. And then on Friday, we have an 80% chance of rain until mid-afternoon. Then we may see some snow mix in with that. A high temperature of 44 degrees, an east wind at 11 to 15 during the morning, turning back to the north during the afternoon, gusting to 24 miles per hour. Friday night, we'll have a mostly cloudy sky, a low of 19. And then on Saturday, sunshine, but our temperatures will only make it to around 38 degrees. Saturday night, a clear sky, a low of 23. And on Sunday, more sunshine, a high temperature of 53 degrees. Down to 28 Sunday night under a clear sky. And then on Monday, Washington's birthday, sunshine, high temperature of 54 degrees. Partly cloudy Monday night with a low of 34. And then for Tuesday, sunny and warmer, a high temperature of 59. Right now, sunshine and 61 degrees. It's time for some commentary from the Brownfield Network, and we'll also get a check of the midday livestock report.
The 5th of November is less than 9 months away. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. Media coverage of the campaigning and polling leading up to the presidential election ranges from entertaining to appalling. Despite my gnawing hunger for real news that is often lacking in today's news coverage, at least the American people seem to be paying a little more attention than they have in the past. Most of the people I have talked with about the November presidential election have already selected their candidate. Despite the accusations hurled at their candidate, many voters are committed to see it through, no matter what the polls might say. And quite frankly, almost everyone who talks to me about it tells me they wish they had another option. They are not so much in favor of their candidate winning as they are in favor of their candidate's opponent losing. We will elect a new president on November 5th, but even more importantly, all 435 seats in the United States House of Representatives and 34 of the 100 seats in the U.S. Senate will be contested. Not only will we elect our next president, we will determine the makeup of the 119th U.S. Congress. Friends, this is important. Congress enacts the laws that influence our lives every single day. They are responsible for funding government programs and enacting legislation. Our United States Constitution also grants Congress the sole authority to declare war. They have the right to confirm or reject many of the presidential appointments. They have oversight of the executive branch of our government. Please do your research. You have an opportunity to help right this ship. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
My mom's got a new Case IH tractor, and it can do it all. Bale hay all day. See in the dark with its powerful LED lights. Hook up all the implements. Shift like a race car. Steer with ease. And it can also cool my juice box. Yeah, her Case IH tractor can do everything she needs it to.
Looking for a tractor that can do it all? Check out caseih.com.
Not all people are the same. And yet, when we visit the doctor, our treatments don't look that different. Why is that? Because we just don't have enough information to do it better. By gathering health data from 1 million people, our country's best researchers will be able to develop treatments that are as unique and complex as we are. With this new information, doctors will have a better understanding of disease so they can innovate the next great breakthroughs in medicine. Learn more at joinallofus.org.
.gov.
This is Cardinals broadcaster John Rooney. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back on the fields in Jupiter, Florida for Spring Training 2024. It will be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered, and we'll be with you from the first pitch until the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar. Cardinal Baseball on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO.
An active start for direct cash cattle business, and cash hogs are lower at midday. Hello, I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. Direct cash cattle trade is underway. Live deals in Kansas are marked at $180. That's $2 lower than the previous week's weighted averages. Some asking prices are holding firm in the South at $183 plus live and $289 plus dressed in the North. Look for more business to develop over the balance of the week. Box beef is mixed at midday with relatively light demand for light offerings. Choice up 18 cents at $292.45. Select is $1.18 lower at $284.12. At the Ozarks Regional Stockyards in Missouri, feeder steers and heifers were unevenly steady. Steer and heifer cows were steady to $6 higher. Heifers and peewee steers saw the best prices. The USDA says demand was good on a moderate supply. The quality was good with the larger drafts made up of 7 and 8 weight feeders. Medium and large one feeder steers, 602 to 645 pounds, brought $262.50 to $278. Feeder steers, 861 to 894 pounds, brought $220 to $226.50. Medium and large on feeder heifers, 550 to 597 pounds, brought $247.50 to $272. Cash hogs are lower at midday with light negotiated purchases. Business remains very inconsistent. Processors pulled back their procurement efforts today, and prices have reflected that. There are a couple of areas to keep a close eye on. Demand is first and foremost. Global demand for U.S. pork has remained relatively strong, but domestic demand continues to struggle. The industry is also watching the availability of market-ready hogs and hog weights. Barrows and Gilts at the National Daily Director down 203 with a weighted average of 66.03. Prices at the regional direct markets were not reported at midday due to confidentiality. Butcher hog prices at the Midwest cash markets are steady at $48. In Illinois, slaughter-sale prices were steady with moderate demand for heavy offerings at $38 to $50. Barrows and Gilts were steady with moderate demand for moderate offerings at $37 to $47. And pork values are lower at midday, down $1.36 at $85.80. Hams were sharply lower, loins and picnics were lower, butts, bellies, and ribs were all higher. I'm Megan Grebner, Brownfield Ag News. The National Pork Board has been working to expand pork demand. Dr. David Newman, Senior Vice President for Market Growth, says it starts with better understanding of future pork consumers.
Knowing what they want to purchase, how they want to prepare it, and where they are shopping. So, for example, in partnership with state pork associations, we're working with retailers, with food service companies, and even with convenience stores on marketing initiatives that focus on a variety of pork items all around the United States.
And with more and more consumers stopping at convenience stores for meals, Newman says it's a great opportunity for pork.
We are actually focusing not only on quick items, think about something like a pre-cooked bacon wrapped tenderloin or possibly a pork fritter sandwich, but we actually now see consumers going into convenience stores for fresh items.
Go to brownfield.com and click on the Appetite for Pork Report banner to see the full conversation.
That has been some commentary from the Brownfield Network and a check of the Midday Livestock Report. Right now, let's take a look at our updated funeral announcements. They're being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today, serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years. Your World Today is 4 pages of information. It'll take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 40 locations here in Salem and in Bunker, and also online at our website at ksmoradio.com. Your World Today, pick up a copy every weekday or check it out online. Donald Edward Shellhammer, age 82, of Raymondville, passed away February 9th. A memorial visitation for Donald will be held Friday at 10 o'clock from 10 until 11, and a celebration of life service will take place at 11. Interment will be in the Pine Lawn Cemetery. All of the arrangements are under the direction of the Evans Funeral Home for Donald Edward Shellhammer, whose celebration of life service will be Friday morning at 11 o'clock. Leota Yvonne Crane, age 86, formerly of Salem, passed away Sunday, January 28th in Chesterfield, Missouri. Funeral services will be Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock in the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Visitation on Friday as well from 11 o'clock until the time of service at 1. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions may be made to the Love Pack Backpack Program or to the Alzheimer's Association. All of the arrangements are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem for Leota Yvonne Crane, whose funeral services will be Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock in the Wilson Mortuary Salem Chapel. Rosemary Louise Otto of Cherryville, Missouri, passed away Sunday at the age of 58. A memorial service will take place Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Visitation on Saturday from 11 o'clock until the time of service at 1. All of the arrangements for Rosemary Louise Otto of Cherryville are under the direction of the Britton Bennett Funeral Home of Steelville. Memorial services Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home. And that has been a look at our updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Be sure and pick up a copy each and every weekday. You'll find them at over 40 locations here in Salem and in Bunker, and you can always check out Your World Today online at our website at ksmoradio.com. We'll come back in just a moment with a look at local news.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that costs you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free!
It's now time for a look at local news brought to you by Southwest Baptist University's Salem campus. SBU Salem campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. If you'd like more information on degrees and programs, stop by SBU Salem campus today at 501 South Grand Street or call 729-7071. The Dent County Fire Protection District Board of Directors met Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock. After the roll call, the board went into closed session to discuss personnel and policies. No votes were taken during the closed session. After returning to open session, the board approved the consent agenda and the minutes from the January meeting. The financial report was then given, showing an ending balance of $282,076.92 as of January 31st. Bills, payments, and statements were then reviewed along with the budget. The treasurer noted to the board that the repeater has not been paid as the repeater is not yet installed. Insurance money has been received from Allied World, but the bill has not been finalized. This should be around $18,000. The repeater is still on order and has not been received and installed. During the calendar review, it was noted that representative from Scott's SCBA will be here Thursday to demonstrate and give quotes for Scott's SCBA bottles. The monthly reimbursement report for January showed a total of 22 calls for January, bringing to 40 calls year to date. Of those 22 calls, 6 were for fires, 4 responding to alarms, 4 medical calls, 2 hazmat calls, and 2 that were classified as other. The department also responded to 1 each of public service calls, utility problem, and 1 accident. In old business, MSA demonstrated and gave a bid of $118,036.20 for 12 SCBA packs. After some discussion, the board tabled a decision until a Scott's representative can bring their demo in and give pricing. Treasurer David Wells reported that the tower lease from CTI Tower Assets would be due soon. This lease grows approximately 5% every year. In 2021, the lease price was $3,909.34, and the lease cost was $4,104.80. This lease needs to be investigated, and President Craig Smith stated that he would call and discuss it with CTI. In new business, after discussing and interviewing candidates, the board accepted 3 new firefighters into the department. Those new firefighters are Sarah Montoya, John Knight, and Hayden Longler. The current lawn care service for the building is retiring, and Mike Godey is searching for a new service. Also in new business, due to a pipe burst on a water fountain on the north wall of the station, TriCat was called in to clean up and dry the station of water damage. The cost was $12,720.83, plus plumbing charges to date of $225. There will be some added costs to replace the plumbing fixtures' baseboards that were damaged or had to be removed due to the leak. The city made a motion and approved to pay the current bill, and Chief Floyd was asked to get pricing for repairs and bring them to the next board meeting. Chief Floyd and Captain Thomas found a used truck that would work for the department to replace engine 85. The cost is $194,900. The board tabled the matter until they can investigate financing and payments before making a decision. The board also discussed allowing the use of the department's kitchen for chamber luncheons once a month, but due to the water leak damage and short staff at present, it's not feasible to do so. Chief Floyd then reported to the board that Royal Oak has had 5 calls since January 23rd and asked the board to address that issue. Board member Mike Godey said he would speak to them about the issue. The chief is also working on the department hosting a state class for vehicle firefighting. The class would be free, but 15 people would need to be signed up for the class. Before adjourning, the board set the date of Tuesday evening, March 12th at 6 o'clock for the next board meeting to be held at the fire station at number 2 South Main Street, and that meeting will be open to the public. In other news, the Salem Board of Aldermen held their regular meeting at the Salem Community Center at the Armory last evening. The board heard a presentation from Scott Kaysen with the Missouri 911 Service Board. He gave an update on the state's Next Generation 911 Enhancement Program. Denton County is part of a 13-county region that's working to create virtual consolidation and would merge all public safety answering points to allow for enhanced 911 to include caller ID and 911 texting capabilities. There were grants available to pay for the upgrades for the next 5 years. Then the city and county would need to sustain the equipment after that. The board also approved Resolution Number 4-2024 that allows the mayor to enter into a lease renewal with Pitney Bowes for a postage meter. And a public comment policy was presented by Alderman Sean Bolerjack. The new policy would provide a platform for citizens to express views and concerns at each board meeting. Citizens would sign up before the start of a meeting and then have 3 minutes to talk. This new policy was approved. 11 bills were read for the first time, creating a new section to the city codes and establishing a clean air ordinance and prohibiting smoking on city properties, specifically in public parks. Each bill explained in detail the types of smoking devices, the types of city properties and outdoor parks, the posting of signage, as well as fines and enforcement. The Park and Recreation Board recently reviewed and recommended approval by the aldermen. A second reading of all these bills will be held at the next meeting. The board then heard a second reading of Bill Number 3581, updating the Utility Committee definition, which was approved, And a second reading of Bill 3582 was heard by the board that updated the city utility deposit ordinance, changing the utility deposit from a flat rate of $200 to an average of the past 12 months per service address with new construction deposits to equal the 1-month average of other accounts in the appropriate designation. Multiple utility account customers would remain at $500. This bill is new for customers only, for new customers, and will not affect current customers. The board also approved Bill number 3583, clarifying the city building inspector's power and duties, and Bill number 3584, updating the notice of violations of the housing violations section of the codes after the second reading. Also approved after a second reading was Bill number 3587, making mid-year 2023-2024 fiscal year budget adjustments. Interim Public Works Director Joe Chase updated the board on several projects, including the closure of part of Rolla Road between Highway 19 and MacArthur, and the Frisco Trail signage that will be completed soon, and he's been working with the county commissioners on electric at the courthouse. City Administrator Sally Burbridge thanked staff and aldermen who attended a recent budget priorities workshop and presented a priority list of projects to be considered for the next fiscal year. The Welcome Home Project extension has been awarded, and the scope of the grant has been reduced from 25 homes to 15. Burbridge reported that there were 2 water leaks at the Civic Center with extensive damage to the council chambers and stage. She is working on quotes and repairs to the flooring and plumbing. She's also working with a company to get all city records scanned and on a laser fish program. The Downtown Tap Project grant bidding will be on Friday, and city offices will be closed on Monday for President's Day. After reports from the aldermen and city officials, the meeting then went into closed session. And finally, in news today, the Salem R80 Board of Education will be meeting tomorrow evening at 5:30. After approval of the consent agenda, the board is expected to approve all previous minutes, along with bills, the food service report, attendance report, substitute list, and program evaluations. The PAT will then be given by Jessica Parker and Mary Beth Patrick. The superintendent's report will then be heard, followed by reports from the principals of William Lynch Elementary, the Upper Elementary, Middle School, and Senior High. And Clay Moody will then report to the board on activities and athletics, to be followed by special education and instructional coaches and technology. In new business, the board will approve the 2024-2025 calendar, the board policy GCBA interpretation, the first read of board public policy updates, approve the contract with HTK for the FEMA building, and set the March board meeting date, and then hear resignations, if any, before moving into executive session. The meeting tomorrow evening will be open to the public. And that has been a look at local news brought to you by SBU Salem Campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in the Nursing RN Bridge Program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more information about the SBU Salem Campus, contact Admission Counselor Chris Welch at 729-7071.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact Admissions Counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573-729-7071.
Wofford & Wofford Plumbing can solve all of your septic problems. They have an electric sewer machine and camera to help locate and solve septic problems. Plus, they can handle all new construction, residential, and commercial plumbing, as well as repairs. Wofford & Wofford Plumbing. Call the office at 729-0014, and they can get you taken care of.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
Agriculture plays a huge part in our everyday lives, from food that we eat to the fibers in our clothes. If it weren't for the agricultural programs such as FFA, we wouldn't have the resources that we do, and that's one reason Derek and Randy Hubbs of Hubbs Tire Center and their families are proud to support the Salem chapter in all that they do.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Taking a look at our local sports coverage, Braden Gaps hit 7 3-pointers and finished with 30 points as the Salem boys basketball Tigers beat the Mountain Grove Panthers at Mountain Grove last night, 81-77. Trey Richter scored 16 points for Salem, while Hayden Sanders added 12 more. Salem is now 12-12 overall and 3-3 in the SCA Conference. The Tigers will be hosting Ava in the homecoming game Friday night, with the JV game starting at 6 o'clock. The varsity game will follow that. That game can be heard live here on KSMO Radio and also video streamed on KSMO Media starting at around 7:15 with Tiger Talk and Coach Jared Patterson. The Salem JV Tigers beat Mountain Grove last night as well by a score of 50-47. They improved to 19-3 on the year. They'll play the Ava JV Friday night, as we mentioned, starting at 6 o'clock. And the Salem varsity lady basketball Tigers, after losing Monday to Mountain Grove by a score of 68-38, ended their 9-game losing streak with a 67-54 win at Kabul last night in the makeup game. Salem improves to 5-20 on the year and 2-4 in the SCA Conference. The Lady Tigers will wrap up their regular season Thursday night against the Ava Lady Bears, and it will be senior night. The JV game will be limited to 2 quarters and will start at 6 o'clock. That'll be followed by the varsity game. The game can be heard here on 1340 and 95.7 and video streamed on KSMO Media starting at around 6:45 with Tiger Talk and Coach Cody Woody. And the St. Louis Blues dropped a 4-1 decision to the Toronto Maple Leafs Tuesday night. The Blues will be hosting Edmonton Thursday night, and that game will be on a delayed basis until 9 o'clock, and that will be on right after the Salem Lady Tiger basketball game. That's a look at our local sports here on 1340 and 95.7. Right now, check of sports from across the state from the Missouri Net.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. The Chiefs Parade is moving through downtown Kansas City, and the players expected to be at Union Station any moment now. We'll bring you reaction from the rally later on this Missouri Net affiliate. Well, one of the unsung heroes of Super Bowl 58 was left guard Nick Allegretti. He was filling in for Joe Tooney, who had hurt his pectoral muscle, and the left guard tore a UCL in his elbow during the second quarter. He played through the entire game, all 79 snaps, playing through the injury, helping the Chiefs secure back-to-back titles. Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network revealed that it's a full tear, too. Boy, talk about being tough. The Royals revealed their plans for a $2 billion ballpark.
We're at a crossroads. In fact, we're here to talk about the crossroads and our intention to make it the new home of the Kansas City Royals.
CEO John Sherman on the new park being built blocks away from the T-Mobile Center and the Power and Light District.
I believe in my gut the timing is right for the Royals to become residents of the crossroads and neighbors to Power and Light, 18th and Vine, and Hospital Hill, helping to further connect the cultural center of our great city.
The club hopes that the stadium would be ready for the 2028 season once Jackson County residents vote.
In fact, the proposal voters will consider on April 2nd will be the exact same tax, but a much better deal.
The Blues have been playing some great hockey, winners of 7 of their last 8, but last night they were flat in a 4-1 loss at Toronto. Bobby Mann had a hat trick for the Leafs, who were missing some key players. Here's Coach Drew Bannister.
There's no easy games in this league, and it doesn't matter who our opponent is. We have to be ready to play regardless who's in the lineup or not. The points are too important right now. And
next up, the Blues host Edmonton tomorrow. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net.
Are you having a hard time finding ag podcasts? We can help. The podcast directory at agriamerica.com allows you to search by category and topic so it's quick and easy to find what you're looking for. Ag Chicks, Farm for Profit, Heart of Rural America, the Shark Farmer Podcast, Real Ag Radio, and more are featured on Agri-America. Our extensive directory has something for everyone. Discover a new ag podcast today by visiting agriamerica.com. That's agriamerica.com.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is CHIP. And for more than 100 years, American Humane has been protecting animals in times of crisis. And if you're like me, your pet means the world to you, and you want to keep them safe if disaster strikes. American Humane's first responders are always prepared to rescue animals in danger, but you can also help. To learn more about disaster planning and keeping your animals safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
Taro Complete Auto Care in Salem can take care of all of your automotive and diesel repair needs. Taro Complete Auto Care has these specials every week. Tuesday is Ladies' Day, and on Wednesday it's Seniors' Day, where you can get $2 off of your oil change. They also offer free delivery and pickup in the city limits. So for all of your automotive repair needs, the place to go is Taro Complete Auto Care at 307 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem.
It's back! The Salem Memorial Hospital Foundation invites everyone to the Dancing with the Salem Stars fundraiser Saturday, February 24th at 7 at the Salem R80 High School Gym. Table seating is available for $20 per person in advance or reserve a table. Bleacher seats will be available at the door for $10. Purchase your tickets in advance by calling 729-6626, extension 4005. The Dancing with the Salem Stars fundraiser, Saturday, February 24th at the high school gym with the doors opening at 6:30. We'll see you there!
Young persons that are involved with FFA grow in terms of knowledge, experience, education, and responsibility. Brandy Baird Law Office, LLC, would like to salute the Salem FFA chapter on the fine work that they do and the accomplishments they achieve through hard work and diligent effort. Brandy Baird Law Office, LLC, saluting the Salem FFA chapter.
Kinder Feed and Farm Supply in Licking reminds us to salute our emergency first responders, law enforcement, firefighters, and paramedics for their professionalism, commitment, and bravery. These men and women are willing to put their lives on the line for us with little or no thanks. First responders are the backbone of our country. They deserve our admiration, so thank them for everything they do for us. This message from Kinder Feed and Farm Supply in Licking, a proud American company. Call 573-674-2644.
We have a nice day in store for us today with lots of sunshine, warm temperatures, a little cooler tomorrow, and a chance of some rain, maybe some snow mixed in with it Friday afternoon. We'll tell you about the forecast coming up right after the top of the hour. Right now, a quick break. We'll come back with news from the Missouri Net.
Made for agriculture, we are MFA.
Get your calves off to a good start with MFA branded feeds. With time-tested, proven feeds like Cattle Charge and Full Throttle, you can put pounds on your calves quickly, efficiently, and safely. The feed-to-gain ratios speak for themselves. A good start is critical for this year's calf crop. Financing is available. Get a great start with MFA Feed.
We are MFA. There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or truck.
It's Winter Car Care at K&H Auto Supply, where you'll find great deals on Park City Conventional 5 quarts of motor oil and MicroGuard filter, $26.99. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Fuel Additive for $17.99. And Lucas High Mileage Fuel Treatment for $8.99. That's at K&H Auto Supply, your Park City Auto Parts store.
Park City. Yeah, Park City. Park City.
Hi,
Hi, this is Matt McCarter with Gar Trucking Equipment, your local New Holland dealer. We are proud to support the young men and women of FFA who are willing to commit to the hard work it takes to feed America. These dedicated individuals will become the future of agriculture and therefore our country. Whatever the job at hand, know that Gar Trucking Equipment has the right New Holland equipment to get the job done. We will be cheering for the success of all future farmers of America. Keep up the great work and don't forget to stop by and see your New Holland professionals at Gar Trucking Equipment in St. James.
This is Cardinals broadcaster Ricky Horton. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back and on the fields in Jupiter, Florida. Spring Training 2024. It'll be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered and will be with you from the first pitch to the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar. Cardinal Baseball on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO.
Missouri Net News, I'm Ashley Bird.
Today is a day where we are keeping the city safe while everyone is celebrating.
That is Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves briefing her officers before the Kansas City Chiefs Victory Parade downtown. At this hour, the team is making its way to Union Station in front of what is expected to be a larger crowd than last year, which was hundreds of thousands. Lawmakers in Jefferson City are recessed today to attend the parade, but before leaving, a Senate committee has okayed a bill to limit the rate inmates pay to make phone calls. St. Louis Senator Stephen Roberts is proposing to put a cap on what correctional centers and jails can charge.
All human beings are anchored in life through our relationships with our families, our friends, and our loved ones. When any of us faces our greatest challenges, those connections are at their most critical.
And in Congress, House Republicans have voted to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. This is Missouri Net.
Want to get out of just about anything and look like an earth-saving hero? Just use the environment excuse. High school reunion? Sorry, can't. Planetary obligations. Unfortunate bridesmaid's dress? Unfortunately, you promised the climate you'd buy more vintage. Chauffeuring teens? The earth really needs them to hoof it. The environment is always the best excuse. Find your out and opt in to cutting carbon. Just visit theenvironmentexcuse.org. Brought to you by WildAid.